Hello, welcome back to easyodds.com.
Snow is falling.
And it's
all
Christmas,
around me.
which means Jake Johns.
I just don't know any of the lyrics to any Christmas song, apart from the very first word, maybe. This looks absolutely mental. I look like a futuristic,
Pat Sharp
robot. Futuristic Pat Sharp. That's me, that's what I know as. It does look like a crazy futuristic mullet, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's good.
Thanks.
I think it's an improvement on the robot stairwell.
Thanks very much. Nothing can ever beat robot stairwell. Okay, 4 games this weekend that we're going to be covering. A couple of interesting ones in there as well. Really big game right at the end on Sunday. Is it Sunday or Monday?
Sunday, yeah.
Sunday night. But we'll start off with an awful game. No. Watford versus Everton. Who are the favourites here? Well, Everton have been shocking recently. So
yeah, surprisingly though, favourites to win at Vicarage Road.
Okay.
29 to 20 best price. A little bit surprised to see that, as the Toffees have won just one of their last 10 matches in all competitions. Mm-hmm. So they're hardly heading into this game full of confidence. Yannick Bolasie limped off against Man United and is a doubt through injury. And their main man, Romelu Lukaku, has now gone 4 games without a goal.
Hey.
So that's key for the reasons why they haven't been winning games. However, historically, they have an absolutely amazing record against Watford.
Okay.
They're unbeaten in 11 successive games against Watford, and they've won 9 in a row before drawing both of their Premier League games last season. So didn't manage to beat them last season, and yet they're still favourites to win here, even though they've only won 1 in 10, which is a big surprise. Watford may have had a terrible run of form in this fixture itself, but they've picked up 10 points from a possible 15 in their last 5 home games, so picking up points at home. So 21 to 10 could well be a big price on Watford on Saturday.
Yeah, 21 to 10. I think they'd win that. I remember I said Chelsea were going to win last weekend, 5 to 2. Were they 5 to 2? Did they play again?
Yeah.
Man City.
Yep.
5 to 2. Yes, get in. Tipster. Football. Okay. Next up. Oh no, not next up. What's your recommended bet for that game?
So my recommended bet here is I'm going to be actually backing Ross Barkley anytime.
Ooh.
The England international was publicly criticised by Ronald Koeman for his lack of effort, and he was left out of the Man United game. And when injuries happened to their team, he wasn't able to be brought off the bench, and he was visibly very, very upset about it. And I'm expecting a reshuffle again here from Koeman to kind of accommodate him at Vicarage Road. And you can tell that he really cares about the club and being on the field of play from what happened to him last week. And if he's given the opportunity to play here, I'm expecting a pretty inspirational performance from him. No player has created more chances for anyone else than at the Toffees than Ross Barkley this season. He scored all 3 of his goals at home so far this season, so he needs a decent performance away from home to show that he can do more for Koeman. And after the week that he's had, I think that he'll start on Saturday. And I think for a player that's had 31 shots on goal this season, and he's bound to have plenty more on Saturday because the Hornets have only kept 1 clean sheet in 12 at home, I think it's time to back Ross Barkley to get back to form at 29 to 10 best price.
He's been a bit of a disappointment, hasn't he, Rossi Barkley, since breaking onto the scene?
He has a bit. He's letting my namesake down.
He was meant to be England's saviour, Lord and Saviour Rossi Barkley.
Yeah.
He was so good in that World Cup when he first came through. Was it World Cup?
It was, yeah.
And he was meant to, and I thought he's going to be absolutely incredibly good.
Didn't really play in that World Cup, did he?
No, he didn't, and everyone was really annoyed because Rooney was still playing. Same as now.
And I pointed out that I think Barkley will score, so let's have a look at his prices. Best price 29 to 10, worst price 12 to 5. So again, pointing out the odds comparison service, really important to make sure that you get the best bang for your buck.
Nice. Okay, next up, it's Premier League champions Leicester City versus Man City.
Against Man City,
Against Man City and Guardiola, who, again, are going through a bit of a rough patch.
Certainly are.
They came out of it last time. Will they be able to come out of it against Leicester, who are just awful in the Premier League, it seems?
Well, yeah, Man City are favourites to win the game here, though. Short price here, 39 to 50, which is a little bit short when you consider that they've won just 4 matches of the last 14 games, which is really, really poor for Pep Guardiola's side. And of course, Man City will be without Sergio Aguero and Fernandinho after their fracas against Chelsea, which is absolutely amazing. Yeah. Possibly the worst tackle I've ever seen.
Aguero. It was ridiculous. It was actually ridiculous. Quite a good picture of Aguero getting pushed over, though, afterwards.
Yeah. Warranted, I'd say.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually ridiculous. I can't believe he did that. He should have got more than 4 games.
It's not the first either, is it? It was the FA Cup final a few years back where he absolutely pile drived into David Luiz's ass, which was quite a good with his feet, by the way.
Pile drived into David Luiz's ass. Oh dear.
With his feet. So let's look at the reasons why Man City are favourites. It's probably because they've never ever lost an away Premier League game to Leicester. In their whole history, since the formation of the Premier League in 1992, never lost a Premier League game at Leicester. And Leicester, though, have lost just one of their 11 home matches this season in 90 minutes, picking up draws against both Chelsea and Arsenal. And they have Claudio Ranieri in charge, who's never lost a Premier League game to Man City.
Oh, no way.
Incredible.
That's pretty crazy.
So something's got to break here.
Tinkerman.
So if you fancy the Foxes to pick up the points here, you can get a best price of 15-4, which could well prove a decent price when you consider that Man City are without Aguero and failed to beat Celtic in midweek.
Yeah.
So 15-4 there could well be a good decent price, but I think it's going to be a return to form for Man City here. I think 39-50 is an okay price for a Man City team to win any game, really. Ranieri has come out and said that everything is broken with the Foxes' title defence so far, and the fact that Riyad Mahrez has created just one chance for Jamie Vardy this season is proof of that. Those two seem to have some kind of incredible mind-linking skills from like last season. Telepathy. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
From last season, it's just not there this season. Just the one chance created for Vardy from Mahrez this season. And whilst Man City are on a poor run of results themselves, they're actually on a 3-match winning streak away from home in the Premier League currently. So for whatever reason, they seem to be better away from home than they are at the Etihad, where they've only won one of their last 6 games. So playing away from home is actually better for Man City, I would say, at this point. Plus they've got Kelechi Iheanacho up front because Aguero's out. And Iheanacho is a player that scored in each of his last 5 Premier League games that Sergio Aguero has been missing for. So he deputises very, very well for Sergio Aguero. And Leicester will also be travelling back from Portugal on Thursday after their match against Porto. So you can make plenty of reasons for Claudio Ranieri's curse finally being broken and Man City to beat Leicester at 39-50.
Yeah. I mean, yes. That seems like the most likely. Iheanacho to score, I think that's quite a good bet as well.
Yeah,
He's going straight in the fantasy team.
Good.
Straight in the fantasy.
Good reason.
Yeah.
So another player that may well score here is Raheem Sterling, who's possibly back from injury for this game. Obviously, if he doesn't play, then you get your money back anyway. And he's a best price of 11-4, which is a far better price than the 2-1 elsewhere. A player who loves to play on the break, of course, and Man City will do that at pace.
Yeah, he scores quite a few goals, actually. Well, he did at the start of the season, has been gone a bit quiet recently. Okay, next up is Chelsea versus 6th place West Brom. 7th
now after the Man United draw, which was quite hilarious.
Shocking. They must be gutted, West Brom fans. They're scoring goals as well. It's absolutely weird as hell. What's happening in the Premier League? But Chelsea are basically unbeatable at the moment, the teams, aren't they, isn't it?
Yeah, they're favourites, of course, here, Jake. They're 3-10 best price to win this game, and with no surprise at all because they've actually won 8 matches in a row now in the Premier League, and that's the reason that they're favourites to win this game. They're actually unbeaten in their last 10 previous Premier League games against West Brom at Stamford Bridge. Although Tony Pulis has a decent record against Chelsea in recent years, the former Stoke boss has only lost one of his last 4 Premier League games against Chelsea. So if you fancy the Baggies to pick up a surprise 3 points, they're a best price here of 12-1.
Okay. No.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. What's your recommended bet for this one?
As you said, Jake, West Brom are scoring goals, and I think both teams to score here at 13-10 could well prove dividends. West Brom have only failed to score once on the road in the Premier League this season, and with Chelsea conceding in both of their previous matches, I fancy both teams to score here. The Baggies have scored 4 times in their last 3 visits to Stamford Bridge, and with Chelsea scoring 14 goals in the last 4 home games, Chelsea are bound to score as well. They've also scored in each of the last 21 home fixtures against West Brom, so West Brom won't keep a clean sheet, but they will also score because they've got Rondon.
The mighty Rondon.
So yeah, both teams to score at 13-10.
Oh, you love the mighty Rondon, don't you?
I love Rondon. He's in my dream team, and he will never leave.
Okay, Aguero is going out. Iheanacho is going in. Hazard is going in for anyone because you take Aguero out, you basically got money for whoever you want.
Yeah.
You can take out anyone in any position. So yeah, that's me winning the league.
Done.
Even though you're what position are you in fantasy at the moment?
I'm doing really well. Although last week was not good for me because I had Aguero as captain.
Oh, so did I. How much of a nightmare was that? Weren't you in like 10,000, under 10,000?
Yeah. He let down Pep Guardiola, sure, but he's also let down thousands of fantasy players. And you think about what you've done. So
he must be most gutted about that. I think they lost to Chelsea, big game. Let down his manager, let down his side, let down his fans. Fantasy football.
Yeah.
People who had him
Thousands
as captain.
of people.
People might have even had him as triple captain.
Could well have done.
All that means is more minus points.
Yeah.
They must be absolutely gutted.
Yeah.
So yeah, have you got any?
Yeah,
time?
I have. I've got a fairly surprising one. Cesar Azpilicueta, one of the best names in the Premier League.
Mm-hmm.
He actually scored in both matches, home and away, against West Brom last season. So he loves to score against the Baggies, and he's a best price of 12-1 or a worst price of 10-1. And if you saw his goal away at Leicester in the Cup, you'll know that he's capable of scoring an absolute screamer. So Cesar Azpilicueta to continue his amazing vein of form against West Brom, 12-1.
I hope he scores so much, that'd be well funny. Okay, next up, biggest game of the weekend, Man United versus Spurs. Both teams aren't in brilliant form, are they?
Really, really not.
Really not at all. Mourinho is just, I don't know what's happened to Mourinho, to be honest. Like, he's
had a funny 12 months.
Has his system just been worked out?
Possibly.
Is it just not like that? Like, is football just not like that anymore?
Football's changed.
Football
Jose,
just isn't like that anymore, Jose.
Get with the times.
Stop parking their bus.
Buy Rondon.
Just buy Rondon and be done with it.
So, the favourites here in this massive game between Man United and Tottenham are Man United. Even though they've only won 2 times in their last 11 matches, which is pretty poor, isn't it? They're 6-5 best price here. They haven't won a single home match since September in the Premier League, so some may be surprised that the bookies go as short as even money here at points. Another reason to use easy odds rather than take the evens at Paddy Power, I think that is. Make sure that you get 6-5 elsewhere. So they're also heading back from the Ukraine on Friday because they're playing Zorya on Thursday night in the Europa League, which is going to be a tough game for them as well. So you may well be going against that 6-5, but Man United have got an excellent record against Tottenham. Spurs have lost 19 times at Old Trafford in the Premier League, which is quite impressive. Their most defeats at a visiting ground than any other Premier League team since the league was formed in '92. And Man United... sorry, I completely lost my track there. Tottenham are on a poor run of form themselves. They're coming into this, as we've mentioned. They haven't won any of their last 7 away games in any competition. They failed to score even on their last 2 matches against Man United at Old Trafford. And Harry Kane, the glorious Harry Kane, who only scores penalties, he has not found the net in any of his 5 appearances against Man United. That's an incredible stat. However, the home side have covered less ground than any of the 19 teams in the Premier League. So Tottenham's pressing game could really work here against Man United, a team that are just lazy.
They just don't care.
Absolutely. So 13-5 there for Tottenham to win. Best price. But I'm going to be going to the double chance market. Basically, neither of these 2 teams are looking like the teams that it should be on paper. And when I can't be convinced by anyone in the full-time result market, I tend to look at the double chance market, pick out the underdog and try and get the best price there. Mm-hmm. So that means that Tottenham to either win or draw this game will win us the bet. Best price 3-4. Spurs have lost just 24% of their matches this season, so they draw quite a lot. And if we had them drawn a bet, then it would be a better odd, but we wouldn't get any money for it.
No.
So let's try and get a bit more money for it and go with the double chance market. And I'm willing to back them to get some kind of result at Old Trafford against a Man United team that haven't won since September at Old Trafford in the Premier League. So that's my choice there, 3-4, double chance, Tottenham. And I'm also going to go for Moussa Dembele as a anytime goal scorer. He hasn't scored yet this season, which is a bit of a strange choice, but he's a very good player. And I'm basically basing this on the fact that he's the best price of 8-1, and most people go 5-1. So
okay,
that's just really good odds.
Yeah, much better odds.
Even though he doesn't score any goals.
I like double chance because you win either way. With
Absolutely.
a draw, no bet, it's like, oh, I've got my money back, who cares, and put it on something else.
Yeah,
If it's
I
double
mean,
chance, it's like, I win. No
Absolutely.
matter what. I think that's a really good price as well, 3 to 4.
Yeah,
Actually
it's
do.
not
You get almost double your money. And, I mean, United aren't going to win, are they? They don't win games.
Not the Premier League, apparently.
No.
So yeah, those are my 4 tips. I'm going to go through them again now. We've gone for Ross Barkley anytime in Watford against Everton, 29 to 10. Man City to beat Leicester at a best price of 39 to 50. Both teams to score in the match between Chelsea and West Brom at 13 to 10. And last but not least, double chance, Tottenham against Man United.
Aka. Always.
Always. And if you're going to do an accumulator, make sure you do it with easy odds and get the best price
Yeah, put it in the bet basket.
in your bet
You can actually
basket.
compare the odds there, so
Yeah,
it's good, isn't it?
let's do that. So thanks again for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed the video. If you haven't,
Whatever. If you haven't, I
who
don't
doesn't
care.
enjoy that? So thanks very much for watching. I've been Ross Casey. This is Jake Johns, and we are easyodds.com. Jesus Rocket.
Jesus.